Today we're going to be getting in a quick review of solving equations. This is going to be helpful for what's going to be coming up next in our unit. So I've got the basic idea here for you, spelled out by order of operations. And basically what you're going to be doing when you solve equations is you're going to be undoing order of operations from the back to the front. So you're going to start by undoing addition and subtraction, then multiplication and division, then exponents and parentheses. And actually, with the equations we're working on, we're not going to be having any steps with exponents, so you won't have to worry about that step. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple different examples. Those are on your worksheet in a box, and I want you to not only write down the answers that I get in those boxes, but I want you to write down the steps so you have something to look back on when you're doing the rest of the problem. First one I'm going to start with is number 1. So I've got x plus 7 on the right, and I've got negative 5 here. Remember, this is really the same as x plus 7 equals negative 5, so you might want to write that down. Then, like I said, PEMDAS, we're going to go backwards, so we're going to undo addition or subtraction. Basically, our goal is to get the variable by itself, to get x by itself. And right now, there's an x plus 7. So remember, we're going to minus 7 to cancel this out. Now undo it, and you'll be left with x equals, and negative 5 minus 7, remember, negative 5 minus 7, this is just a side note over here, is the same thing as negative 5 plus negative 7, so that equals negative 12. So x equals negative 12. And then when you're working on solving equations, I'd like you to not only write your steps, but also give me a circle around your answer, just so it's easier to find. Number 9 is going to be our next one. We've got negative 3x plus 10. Remember, this means multiply negative 3 times x, and then we've got plus 10 here on the back. So, like I said, undo addition and subtraction first. We're going to go backwards from PEMDAS. So first thing I'm going to do is subtract 10. And I'll be left with negative 3x equals 0. Because this 10 is gone, and I'm left with negative 3x on this side. 10 minus 10 is 0. Now the last thing that I need to do is undo the multiplication. Opposite of multiplication is division. Divide by negative 3, and I get that x equals 0 divided by negative 3, which is 0. So we've got our answer right there. Remember, negative 3 divided by negative 3 cancels out. That's how we just get our x left on the left-hand side. Alright, now we've got a little bit more complicated. We've got 3x and 5x, and this is not in our order of operations, but what you might remember from when we did this last time was that sometimes you're going to have to combine like terms first, and 3x and 5x are like terms. So I want to add these two terms together. 3x plus 5x is 8x. And then on the left side of the equals is still a plus 6 equals 86. So now that I've combined like terms, I can subtract to undo that addition. And I'm left with 8x equals 80. Then this is multiplication, 8 times x. So I'm going to divide by 8. And I will get that x equals 80 divided by 8, which is 10. Okay, one more example for you here. I've got parentheses. So whatever's inside the parentheses, we're going to do absolutely last. So everything outside of that, we need to undo backwards. So everything outside of that is only just a negative 4 out in front. And this is a negative 4 times the parentheses. So I'm going to undo the multiplication by dividing by negative 4. That goes away, and I'll be left with negative 2 minus x. I'm going to actually rewrite this. Instead of minus x, let's write plus negative 1 times x. Remember, if there's no number with the variable, it's the same as having a 1. 32 divided by negative 4 is negative 8. Now I need to undo my addition. So let's rearrange the order. Negative 1x plus negative 2 equals negative 8. So I want to get rid of the negative 2, so I'm going to minus negative 2 from each side. Oops. So this is canceled out. I'm left with a negative 1 times x equals, and negative 8 minus negative 2, remember, is the same as negative 8 plus 2, plus a positive 2. Just add the opposite. So negative 8 plus a positive 2 is negative 6. And then my last step will be to divide by negative 1 to give me that x equals negative 6 divided by negative 1 is positive 6. What I'd like you to do is work with your partner on the rest of this sheet. Please turn it in to either the sub or in Miss Atwood's room to the tray so that I can look and see how you did when I come back tomorrow.